What if I told you that the leading story in Luo Nyanza today is not politics, it is development? From multi-million-shilling housing projects to modern highways, solar power and massive investments, the region is undergoing a transformation few imagined possible. I'm Rotich Wilson. Welcome as we uncover how development is rewriting the Luo Nyanza story. This is From Handshakes to Highways, the new face of Luo Nyanza. For decades, Luo Nyanza has dominated Kenya's political headlines, elections, rallies, rivalries, handshakes, and political declarations. Today, however, another story is unfolding. It is a story told not through campaign slogans, but through concrete, steel, and electricity, through roads cutting across villages, through affordable housing rising above old estates, through classrooms buzzing with technical training, through solar power replacing kerosene lamps, through bridges opening islands to commerce. It's a quieter revolution, yet perhaps one with the greatest impact. As Kenya pushes forward with its bottom-up economic transformation agenda, Luo Nyanza is emerging as one of the regions experiencing a remarkable wave of public investment. From Kisumu to Homa Bay, Siaya to Migori, development projects are steadily changing livelihoods, expanding opportunities, and redefining perceptions of a region long viewed primarily through a political lens. Perhaps nowhere is this transformation more visible than in Kisumu's Makasembo estate, where aging structures once stood, now rise rows of modern apartments complete with solar lighting, green spaces, children's playgrounds, parking areas, and community facilities. More than 900 affordable housing units have already been completed under the first phase, with nearly 2,000 homes expected once the project is fully realized. The symbolism was impossible to ignore. President William Ruto stood alongside ODM leader Raila Odinga and Kisumu Governor Professor Anyang' Nyong'o during the commissioning. For a region often associated with political contestation, the event projected something different, development taking center stage. Hundreds of kilometers away on Mageta Island in Siaya County, another chapter is being written. For generations, darkness arrived with the sunset. Families relied on smoky kerosene lamps. Businesses closed early. Students struggled to study at night. That reality has changed. A 232 million Kenya shilling solar mini grid now powers more than 1,400 households, schools, hospitals, and businesses. Fishermen can preserve their catch using cold storage facilities. Clinics operate more efficiently. Children read under electric light instead of flickering lanterns. Electricity has done more than illuminate homes. It has illuminated possibilities. Across the country, the government's bottom-up economic transformation agenda is also beginning to reshape livelihoods from the ground up. Rather than focusing solely on large corporations, attention is increasingly shifting towards small traders, artisans, border operators, and informal entrepreneurs. Thousands of business groups have already received equipment, financial support, and working tools. Even more ambitious is the Nyota program.
Sasa vijana, tuko tayari? Tuko tayari? Kila mtu ameweka hapo kwa pochi la biashara. Twende kazi. Aya.
Supported by the World Bank, the initiative is injecting seed capital directly into young entrepreneurs across every ward in Kenya. More than 100,000 youths have since benefited, giving thousands a genuine opportunity to start businesses instead of waiting endlessly for formal employment. For many young Kenyans, it could represent the difference between surviving and building wealth.
Okay, my name is Winnie Owano. I'm an entrepreneur based in Kondele. The hotel is called Uswazi. It's a fast food hotel. Before I received Nyota, that was last year, I had the hotel there. It is along the road. I can remember by that time it used to rain so much during December. The rain could have get inside the hotel, like nobody can even enter the hotel. We used to take the water and pour it outside. And it has been a great pleasure because when Nyota reflected coming this year, now I've got a bigger structure there in Kondele, and it's a testimony to everyone around Kondele. So with that, I appreciate so much Nyota. Okay, before then, I had 2 girls that I was working with. And after Nyota, because I restructured the place, during the day, I'm having now 4 girls that I'm working with, others who supply and the rest. And because of Nyota program, because the structure is now a safe place, I'm operating 24/7, which means even at night, I've employed more workers to work with me. And with that too, I've got a person who is a motorbike rider who do for me supplies, whereby through MCEA, they connect me with the probation and I got a tender. I'm now supplying food with the Equity Afya there in Kondele.
Employment is also coming from an unexpected source, climate action. The Climate Works initiative is turning environmental conservation into a national jobs program. Thousands of young people are now earning incomes while planting trees, rehabilitating rivers, cleaning urban spaces, and improving public infrastructure. It's a simple but powerful concept. Protect the environment, create jobs, restore dignity. Participants receive transparent payments through mobile money while gaining valuable workplace experience. The program particularly targets youths from informal settlements, women, and persons living with disabilities, combining social inclusion with environmental sustainability. Infrastructure remains the engine driving much of the transformation. Among the most ambitious proposals is the Lake Victoria Ring Road. Once completed, the 470-kilometer highway will connect Busia, Siaya, Kisumu, Homa Bay, and Migori counties while cycling Africa's largest freshwater lake. For decades, communities around Lake Victoria have depended on slow, fragmented road networks that increased transport costs and isolated markets. The new highway promises something entirely different: faster movement, lower transport costs, expanded tourism, stronger regional trade, and improved access to schools and hospitals. For fishing communities, it could redefine the economics of the blue economy. For investors, it opens a region rich with untapped potential. Development is not only being measured in roads and bridges, it's also being built inside classrooms. At Ndhiwa Technical Training Institute in Homa Bay County, young people are learning practical skills in plumbing, electrical installation, carpentry, masonry, and construction technology. Instead of producing graduates searching endlessly for office jobs, the institution is preparing technicians capable of building the country's future and creating businesses of their own. Nearby, one of Kenya's most iconic engineering projects continues to reshape life around Lake Victoria. The Mbita Rusinga Bridge has become far more than a transport link. It has restored the natural flow of the lake, improved biodiversity, boosted tourism, and connected thousands of residents to new markets and opportunities. Businesses have flourished, property values have risen, tourist arrivals continue to increase. The bridge has quite literally connected opportunity. Electricity is flowing a similar path. Through the last mile electricity connectivity project, the power lines continue extending into villages that had long remained off the national grid. Thousands of homes are now enjoying reliable electricity, allowing children to study longer, health centers to function better, and small businesses to operate beyond daylight hours. The program is steadily narrowing the development gap between rural and urban Kenya. Back on Rusinga Island, another milestone has quietly reshaped daily life. The newly completed Rusinga Ring Road now links fishing beaches, farms, hotels, cultural sites and trading centers through a modern 19-kilometer network. Farmers reach markets faster, tourists move around the island with ease. Local businesses are expanding. Cultural heritage sites associated with the Abasuba community are attracting greater attention. The road is doing more than connecting destinations. It is connecting possibilities. Perhaps the most ambitious proposal is the planned extension of the standard gauge railway from Naivasha through Kisumu and eventually to the Malaba border. If completed, it would significantly transform Western Kenya's transport and trade landscape. Taken together, these projects paint a picture that extends beyond politics. They reveal a region steadily undergoing economic renewal through infrastructure, energy, housing, education, and enterprise. Of course, challenges remain. Questions over implementation, sustainability, maintenance, and equitable distribution of resources continue to shape public debate. Development is rarely a straight road. Yet one reality is increasingly difficult to dismiss. Across Luo Nyanza, change is no longer confined to speeches and policy documents. It is visible. It can be driven on, walked through, studied in, lived in. And perhaps that is the biggest political statement of all. Because while politicians continue debating the future of Kenya, bulldozers, engineers, teachers, electricians, and ordinary wananchi are already building it, one project at a time. I'm Rotich Wilson, a Nairobi-based public policy and political analyst. Thank you for listening and watching.